Welcome to SethCraft. In this video, I'm going to be continuing the construction of this 10 by 12 outbuilding. We're going to be doing the drip edge and the shingles here. So if you're interested in that, continue watching. To begin, I've got the gutter drip edge. It's a metal flashing. I'm going to pull back the underlayment and place this so that the bent edge will be here on the fascia. And that's going to allow water to drip off of this roof if water ever got down to this point. So I'm going ahead and just going to use some roofing nails to attach this. I'm going to attach one of these roofing nails every 18 inch to a foot. Now it's time to put the drip edge here on the side. So you can see it's got a little bend that'll allow water not to go back up against the roof, but to drip away. So I'm going to start here on the bottom first and move up to the top. We'll have to cut another piece. Now I do want this to terminate right here at the end, so flush with that. And then I'm going to use some roofing nails to get this attached. I'm going to measure out up here at the top for my next piece, and I want to have a 6-inch overlap on the previous piece. 33 inches is what I need. Now that we have our gutter edge on and our drip edge on, it's time to get the starter section of shingles. So we're going to take a regular shingle and we're going to flip it over and we're going to cut off right here in the halfway point and lay that down first, and then we'll start our first course after that's been put down. For the starter shingle, I'm going to match up the edge of my drip edge and the gutter edge here and just place a couple of these roofing nails in here. For the first course of shingles, I'm going to overhang the drip edge by a 1/2 inch and also back here on this edge as well. And then just going to put shingles all the way across, and if we have extra on the end, it will just hang off over here and we'll cut that off at a later time. We just finished getting the first 6 courses done. The very first one was just a straight piece of shingle. The next one up, we cut off 6 inches, and then 18, 24, and then 30 inches cut off. And the reason for that is so that there is overlap on the gaps. So you can see there's a gap right here in shingles, which means the previous one down here is covering that. So you can see gap over here, gap over here, gap here, gap over there. Now on the 7th one, we are going back to a full sheet. And then again, on the 8th one, we will cut off the 6 inches and begin staggering again. And you can see down here on this end that it is staggered. So I'm going to take pieces that we have cut from the other end and fill in these until we have everything up to level. And then the 7th and 8th and so on will continue to stagger as we go along. We're using a tape measure to mark 5.5 inches up on both sides. And then once that has been marked, we will put some nails in here. We don't have tons of wind in this area, but we are putting 4 nails in each of these shingles. We have completed the shingles all the way up to the ridge, and something needs to be done to make sure we cover this last seam, as you can see right in here. What we're going to do is take full sheets of the shingles and we're going to cut this line right here. So basically the full sheet will go to the edge where it should be right here, and then it will end right there where it's going to fold over. And we're going to be using some flashing to cover all of that along the top to make sure that it is totally waterproof. It's time to cut off the ends of these shingles as they overhang, and we want to make sure they are a 1/2 inch over the drip edge. So I'm going to hold down the top with the board. I'm going to use a piece of this Mirrortech trim to measure out the 1/2 inch past the drip edge, and just use a razor knife to cut. Just wrapped up getting all the shingles on the roof, and I have to say it looks pretty good. We used the tape measure to measure out 5.5 inches on each row, and I think it has turned out very nice. So that is looking good. Now we have to get the flashing up over the top, and so I believe what we're going to try to do is put some caulking and nail down the edge here on the fascia, as you can see right here. And then we're going to use a board up top to bend it over and put the caulking and the nails in at the top as well. And hopefully that will get everything locked down nice and tight. We have an 8-inch flashing that we're going to put up here to cover the top edge. And we're going to be putting this at the 3 mark down from the top. And we're just going to hammer this into place. And then we're going to be bending it from the top to cover up there. Need to take a break? Are you good? I've got some Lexel caulking here, and that's going to go along this edge to make sure that no water gets up from blowing in there. And then after that's down, I'm going to use this 2x4. We're going to put it on the outside of this flashing and bend it consistently down over, and then put some roofing nails in, and then use more of this Lexel on top of the roofing nails to make sure no water gets under that. We're going to take this 2x4, place on the outside, and hopefully consistently bend this forward. I folded over this edge and caulking was put on there. And then if I move over here, this other edge was also folded under, and caulking was put on that as well to prevent any water from getting there. So you can see that's basically the ridge cap that's going to keep water from getting under the shingles on the top. Let's take a look at the roof from up above. So you can see we've got 1/2 inch overhang here on this side. The gutter edge is back here, so when water falls to the shingle, it'll hit this and then drip off. We're going to be installing gutters back here, so that will be nice for capturing the water. Now you can see the line right here for a new shingle, skip over about 6 inches, new shingle up like that. And that means that each of these was offset. So the first one starts with a full piece. The next one you cut off 6 inches and do that one. And then you continue back until you need a new full sheet, and then the pattern continues again. So those are all looking really sharp. Now up here, we have made sure we put a nice blob of caulking on top of those nails, and then also gone inside of there best we can and put some more caulking around, and that will just prevent any water from blowing back up the shingles there. So definitely should not be an issue. Now we put this shingle right here, goes all the way up to the edge, so the water would have to really be blowing hard to get up into that area. wobble there on you.
Wobble, wobble.
Yep.
With the bottom of that bevel on the corner. Do your thing.
After putting the metal flashing on the roof, we decided we did not like that. And so we have added this official metal piece to the roof. And it's actually a ridge cap. We're gonna bend this down to give this a more aesthetic look here. That concludes the shingles on our 10 by 12 outbuilding. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for more content. We have several more videos in this series to complete this building, and I look forward to having your comments in the next one. I'm Seth with SethCraft, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.